Hola, clase. Hey, hope everybody's doing well. I kind of moved my video uh, studios to my house so I can, anyway, I can just do them whenever, but it's been kind of weird trying to get everything set up. Um, anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Miss you guys, and we're going to do some notes for this next unit. So this is, and I also position myself. If you remember, I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna have to do these right-handed. So we're gonna have apuntes. This is Unit 2, Lesson 1. I know I keep jumping around, but anyway. And today, one little topic we need to cover is how to soften requests. Hopefully that's on there. Okay. So the way we do this in English is we say like something like, would you mind passing me the salt? Would you mind looking at this for me? Would you mind editing this? So we say, would you mind, whatever it is, doing this other thing, okay? In Spanish, we use the verb poder, which means to be able, but we're going to use it in the conditional tense, to be able. And so my forms of that would, if you're going to say would you be able to, would be podrías. Sorry, there's an accent there. Podría. That would be the usted form. So this is a to form. That's the usted form. Or the he or she form. And then podrían. And that's the ustedes, ellos, or ellas. So would you guys or would they be able to? And then you're going to add to this an infinitive. So then you do the infinitive of the verb that you want them to do. Infinitive. So, would you be able to pass the salt? Podrías pasar la sal. Okay, would he be able to check the TV? Podría él revisar o chequear el TV, la televisión. Okay, so you would combine this, podrías, podrían, with the infinitive. That's what you were asking them to do. And it just is a polite way of asking somebody, rather than just be like, do this or do that, okay? Okay, so that's the first part, how to soften requests. So I'm sure you'll see that. Usually they go over stuff like this when they include it in the homework. They have a little section, or they will have some activities on this, or you'll see it as one of the questions. So now you know what that means, okay? All right, I'm not sure. Oh, good, this erases. I wasn't sure how I was going to erase, but, oh, that was very good. All right, so the real topic is a review of our last unit, okay? So we're going to do two commands, affirmative and negative. So two commands. This is the ones we went over. No pronouns this time. We're just going to do the two commands. So remember, if you're doing affirmative, that's just the él or ella in the present tense. Okay? Sorry, that was kind of far away. So as you're writing, as you're trying to figure out which one it is, so just imagine that verb in the present tense, and this is the form you're going to use. So that works for él and ella in the present, but it also works as an affirmative to command. And some of the verbs that have like weird stem changing and weird forms, it doesn't matter. Still use those. Now, you will need to you can't do that when it's an irregular, and I'll show you those. But for the most part, it's those. So when we have verbs like dormir, it has a stem change, right? But the form right here is duerme. Okay, so we do the stem change, and then we have the E, that's my él or ella ending, and then that also works as my affirmative to command. Okay, so jugar is juega, which is that form right there. So if it's not irregular, then just think of the verb after you've conjugated in the present tense, that verb that's right there, then that's going to be your affirmative to command. Okay? All right, now let's do the irregulars. And we have decir, hacer, ir, poner, salir, ir, poner, let me put salir over here, ser, tener, and venir. Ser, tener, and venir. Sorry, I'm at my house, in my classroom. Like, there's nobody there, so you don't hear any background noise. But my daughter Jillian just came home from college yesterday, so she's here, and my wife's here. So if you hear anything, that's them. Okay, so they see it as D, no accent, just D. Okay, hacer is as. Poner, oh no, ir is be. Now that one does need an accent. I think I forgot to tell you that last time. Poner is pon. Salir is sal. Ser is se. That also needs an accent. Tener is ten. And venir is ven. Okay? So this means give, do, or make, go, put, leave, know, have, and come. Okay? Okay, so again, if it's not one of these irregulars, then just use the L or the A in the present tense. Okay? All right. So because this is a review, they're also on the same homework is going to be the negative to. Okay, so let's erase this part. Okay, so remember these are where you take the yo form and then you change the O. So let's go two commands negative. The yo form. Then we're going to change the O. And I don't think we had any irregulars last time. We do have a couple this time. But for the most part, it's just, even though the yo form is weird sometimes, like poner is pongo. You still use pongo, change the O to AS, pongas, okay? So if it's an AR verb, you're going to change the O to ES. And if it's an ER-IR verb, you're going to change it to AS, okay? So that's what we're changing the O to. So for example, for AR verbs, you have like hablar is the yo form is hablo. And so we're going to change that O to ES, so hables. No hables, don't talk, okay? For ER and IR, you have like, well, this is kind of weird, but vivir, I was just trying to think of an IR verb. So it's vivo. Oh, let me change that, I live. Okay, and to tell someone not to live, that sounds kind of mean, but we change this to AS, change the O to AS. So no vives, like don't live there. No vives ahí, that's a bad neighborhood or something. Okay, now let's go through. One more thing to remember: for AR verbs, you got to do the spelling change for car, gar, sar. Okay, so for the verbs that end in car, gar, and sar, to do this one, we have to change it because when you change that E, it changes how these make. So the car verb is marcar, so you'd have marco, I mark, or I mark something, okay? And then you change this to an ES, but then you also have to change the C. So you'd be no marques, don't mark on that, okay? Gar would be like a surprise party. Don't arrive early. So you'd have llego. So you change this to an ES, but then you also have to add a U in there. Otherwise, you lose that G sound. So no llegues temprano, don't arrive early, okay? And zar would be empezar. Again, we're still gonna work off of the yo form, right? So we have the stem change here. Empiezo, I begin. So you say don't start early. So we're gonna change that to es, but then you also have to change the z to a c. No empieces. Okay? So that's all for my regular verbs. So we just change the o on the yo form to es or as, and then remember these spelling changes for the cargar sar verbs. Okay? Now we do have a few irregulars in the negative. All right, let me erase this part. Okay, and our irregulars are dar, estar, ir, and ser. So we have dar, estar, ir, and ser. Okay. So my negative 2 command for dar is des. So we're gonna say no des. Don't give that to her. Estar is estés. No, and this one does need an accent. Estés. So like don't be there. Again, estar, remember we use with location. So don't be at that place. No estés allá. Don't be there. Ir is vayas. So don't go. No vayas. Please don't go. No vayas. And ser is no seas. Okay, so those are my 4 irregulars. So if it's not one of these irregulars, again, just go back to the yo form in the present tense and then change the o to the as or the es. Okay, otherwise, if it's one of these irregulars, then you got to use the des, estés, vayas, or seas. Okay, I think that's it. I will send out these notes and the worksheets for these today, as soon as I get this uploaded. All right, miss you guys.